Hey guys, it's me, back randomly plays, and welcome back to a Wattpad story, the autistic story. This is part 3 of the story. I'm probably gonna have to try and kill an insect while I'm recording. If it comes near me, I've got to be quick to clap over it, because dumb people can't learn how to shut a door. So these are the consequences, because the insects are so big. If it's a gnat, it better not be chewing on my vaccine arm, otherwise my arm could get infected because of the insect. So hopefully I can get it, and hopefully this time next week I'll have 3.1, but I don't know. I'll probably get kicked out of those groups because I can't do the tasks and 3 videos. I need to get them done at some point so I don't have to worry about them till the following week. It's another reason why I can't get Twitch affiliate. Maybe I can't juggle both YouTube and Twitch. I don't know how other people do that, because I haven't got time to stream 7 days a week. But if not many people talk in the chat, then there's a possibility that I could do YouTube tasks while doing a Twitch stream, because the Twitch stream will only last an hour. But the thing is making time for that, because now I've got to do 3 videos, and the only way to get affiliate is if I stream for 7 days. Hopefully the next stream won't be a waste of time. Depends if I get 3 viewers, because if I only need it one more time or so, then I'm going to need people to make an effort so I can actually get affiliated. Otherwise it's never going to happen if people aren't going to consider it. Anyway, sorry for rambling. I just need to continue reading. I hate this little scrambled as he swallowed the thick pink liquid. It should make you feel better. I set the spoon on the coffee table next to the bottle of Pepto-Bismol and walked into the kitchen. After rummaging around the cabinets, I found a can of chicken noodle soup. As angry as I was, and as much as I desperately wanted to forget Lewis, I just couldn't. Even though he hurt me, the only thing I wanted to do was be in his presence. Due to all the time we spent together, I was already attached. I've never met anyone like Lewis in my life before, even though only a couple of days had passed. I had missed Lewis dearly. I missed the scent of his musky cologne and the constant playful banter. I missed how we would rest our feet on my textbooks and take naps together. I missed how he would brag on about being an excellent cook as he cooked breakfast in the morning. I don't know if you can overboil soup, but you're about to find out, Lewis chuckled from the living room. I brushed and quickly turned off the stove and maid poured the bubbling soup into a ceramic bowl. Oh, he began, and loud retching sounds followed. I placed the bowl on the wooden table and placed it on the coffee tray in the living room. This is like the 3rd time, he mumbled before returning back to empty his stomach. I think you have the stomach for blue, I sighed as I sat down and rubbed his back. After moments he placed the trash can down with a loud sigh and leaned back onto the couch. I should get home soon. I know you don't want to deal with taking care of me. I don't. My mind. It's not like I have anything else to do. I blurted. I actually kind of enjoyed taking care of him. I'm sure anything else is better than this, he chuckled, closing his eyes. But everything is better with you, I said so quietly I didn't think he'd hear. I looked up from my feet and saw him giving me that intense stare again. After a moment he chuckled and grabbed my arm, so I fell into his chest. He rested his chin on my head and sighed deeply. I could hear his strong and constant heartbeat thumping through his chest like a drum. You mean that? He asked softly. Yes, I breathed. I breathed. He sighed again, leaning back and placing his arm on his forehead. What am I supposed to do now? He mumbled under his breath. What do you mean? Nothing, Curly. I'm taking a nap. What did he mean? Lewis, you have to eat something. I'm not hungry. Plus, I'm going to throw it all up anyway. It's pointless. You have to try, I explained, placing the tray on his lap. I appreciate it, but no, he said, placing the tray next to him on the couch. A lump began to form in my throat, and tears began to well in my eyes. Won't he just eat the soup? I'm just trying to help you, I snapped, covering my face with my hands. Don't freak out. You're right, I'm sorry, he responded. After a few moments, I heard the spoon softly crank against his ceramic bowl and loud, obnoxious slurping. My frustration immediately vanished, and I smiled into my hands. Come on, look, I'm eating. I peeked from my hands and saw his cheeks filled with so much soup and saw his cheeks filled with so much soup he looked like a blowfish. I reached over to poke his chest and pretended to be like he was going to throw up. Don't throw up on me, he shrieked, immediately after scooting further away. Even though I was sick and felt bad, for some reason I was still happy. Being taken care of when you're ill makes anyone feel good, right? Come back over here, I demanded, after swallowing the soup in my mouth. To hell with all this certainty. I need to find this out now. Finish it all first. I don't trust you, he said, scooting further away from me on the couch. Even though I wasn't really hungry, I ate the soup as fast as I could. Look, I said, showing him my empty bowl and opening my mouth. Sticking my tongue out, he smirked at me and crawled back over to my side. I thought you were hungry, he said, smiling in my face, leaning into me. Can I even deny it at this point? How can I put up a fight against such a kind and luminous olive-coloured eyes? How am I supposed to withstand those deep dimples, adding with another element of adorable to an already extremely lovable face? For the finishing blow, how can I deny those enticing, plump, cherry red lips? Oh, shut up, I rolled my eyes, while grabbing his face and smashing our lips together. I could feel the heat radiating off of my face. I knew my entire face was beating red. I think this is what it feels like when your heart stops. There's no way this is happening right now. I cracked an eye open, and this was really happening. Lewis was kissing me. He pulled my face away for a moment and observed me. You know you can breathe, right? He chuckled, and I let out a breath I didn't realize I was holding. Sorry, I giggled nervously, feeling my heart about to pound from my chest. This was what I'm talking about. It's when you do things like that, he exclaimed expressly. The grip he had on my face tightened slightly. Things like what? When you giggle and blush. Just all that cute stuff. Now what am I supposed to do when I like you so much? He sighed heavily. And is that what he meant earlier? Abruptly, he pressed our lips back together, and the knot in my stomach only twisted tighter. He gently cupped my face with his hands, grabbed me by my waist, bringing us closer than before. His blaney scent filled my nose, and the only thing I could think of was him, my arms wrapped around his neck, and I leaned even further into his warm body. I tried to keep up with his tender yet skilled lips, but I was failing miserably. Nevertheless, it was perfect for me. I'd never felt such a thrill in my life. Oh, this world might have gone crazy the way you say, and who can blame me when I just want to make you sell this? Is really, this is really, really a good song, I hummed, closing my eyes and burrowing even further into his chest. It's one of my favourites at the moment. He grabbed his phone, turning the down the volume slightly and returned back to holding me tightly. Well, I guess you have good taste. I do, don't I? He chuckled, placing his head on mine again. By this time, I already knew his arms was my favourite place to be. You're so classic, you're so classic, you're so classic. Okay, next part. I woke up in the middle of the night to coughing. I felt Lewis get up and move back onto the couch. I heard footsteps to the bathroom and the light flicker on. Next I heard vomiting, which made me jolt up. Lewis, I said, running to the bathroom. He was dumping all his into the toilet. I think I saw blood. Sit, I said, grabbing him a chair. He did it, and I grabbed the phone out of his pocket. I looked up all the signs that he's been having. It kinda looked like it was worse than the stomach flu. He had some kind of bacteria bug that was in his system. The only way to get rid of it was medicine. You need medicine. No, I'm fine, he groaned as he held his stomach. No, you're not. How do you feel now? Nauseous, lightheaded, kinda tired, and I think I threw up blood. I'm getting you medicine. No. Why won't you let me get it? 'Cause I don't want you to. Why? Because I won't be there, so I can get it on my own. No, you can't. You're like an egg. You have to be careful with it. Watch it, you have to be careful for it and love it. If it gets into the wrong hands, then the egg is crushed. Dead, he explained. I looked at him confused. Okay, egg boy, well at least drink some water, I said, getting a cup of water ready. I simply put 2 sleeping pills into the water and let it disintegrate. I brought 2 over to him, and he drank it in one gulp. How do you feel? I asked, smirking. More tired. Take me to the couch, please, he said, propping his head up with his elbow. I nodded and helped him off the chair and laid him on the couch. Come, he mumbled, sleeping over the arms. I gladly fell into his arms. What did you put in the water? He slurred. Nothing, just a special ingredient, I smiled. You drugged me, he whispered. That's the only way I could get you to let go, stubborn. Okay, be safe in the rain, he giggled, and then instantly fell asleep. I just chuckled, getting back up, walking out the door. I have no car, so I started walking to the pharmacy. Who would have known when I got there? There'd be at least 25 people in line ahead of me. Of course, I waited in the line for a good hour and a half until I got to the front. Finally, I need this medicine. It's for your stomach. Pepto, the pharmacist asked. No, for vomiting up blood and dizziness stuff. Oh, Valentine, or whatever that says. Okay, she went to the back to get the medicine. That'll be $35, she said with a smile. Damn expensive medicine, but it's for Lewis. I gave her the money and she calculated my change. You know that if the person doesn't ingest the medicine in the 5 to 8 hours they've diagnosed, they could become life-threateningly sick. I suggest you take them to the hospital. And I was out of the store. I ran as fast as my legs would carry me. Luckily, the pharmacy was not far. I ran inside my house to Lewis on the couch. He looked pale. Lewis, I said, and slapped his cheek. It was so clammy and tough. I read the bottle and it said 2 pills. I emptied out the 2 pills and quickly got fresh water. I shoved the pills down his throat and dumped the whole cup of water down his throat. Then I propped his back up so he could swallow it. Come on, Lewis, I said, shaking him. I grabbed the phone and dialed 991 with tears in my eyes. Harry, I heard him whine. I declined the call and ran over to his side. Oh, thank God, I cried on his chest. I felt him pet my hair. It's okay. You were dead, Lewis. I cried. I don't know if I was dead necessarily, but I'm all right now. But you were. Calm down, he hushed. No, I'm not gonna calm down. You were dead, Lewis. Dead. Why can't you understand? that you're all I have left. You're the only thing I care about. You're the only reason I'm here, I yelled. I stopped him up to my room and slammed the door. I needed to cool off. How could he not understand why I was upset? I lay down on my bed, still crying. I guess he didn't hear the door open, and I felt arms wrapped around my body, startling me. I knew it was Lewis. He sat me on his lap. I'm sorry, he whispered. Don't call me that, I mumbled. I was still annoyed. I'm really sorry, I promise. I understand, he said, kissing the tears on the side of my face away. He poked my sides, making me squirm. Forgive me, please. I'm an idiot. Well, I guess you are pretty stupid. Hey, how do you feel? I asked, concerned again. You always worried about me, he said, squeezing me. I tend to worry about things I care about. That's not a lot of things either. What about your job? You don't care about that? I totally forgot I had a shift tonight. But Lewis, oh my God, I have a shift tonight, I exclaimed. Oh well, get ready, can't be late. I'm not going to leave you here. You just died. I'm fine. Trust me when I say I'm okay, he said. Seriously, okay, I said, defeated. How much was that medicine anyway? It was nothing. Tell me now. $35. And you paid for that alone? Well, yeah, you needed it. And he pulled my shirt to kiss me. This time I remembered to move my lips. I can't believe you barely had that. I know, but you were really sick. You're amazing, I blushed, biting my lips. Don't bite your lips. It does things to me, he said, to his voice much lower than usual. I blushed again, accidentally biting my lip. You're so innocent. You don't even try to, but you do, he said. I looked at the ground, trying not to bite my lip again, but I failed. Go to work, please. What you're doing to me is not good, he said, pushing me away. I smirked, but dug in my drawer for my work clothes. Once I found it, I went into the bathroom to change, put on my dark green shirt with my name tag on it and black skinny jeans. Oh Lord, just leave. Do you have to wear such tight jeans? You're messing me up the worst way. Looking at his lower, he always had a way of making me feel special, even in that way. I walked out the room and slipped on my Converse downstairs. I opened the door to walk out. Wait, I'm going to drive you, he yelled, trying to catch up with me. No, I don't trust you. You still may be sick, plus we don't know how the pills will affect you. Look, I wouldn't want you to drive anywhere if I knew we could get into a crash or something, he promised, tucking a loose curl away. I love your curls, hairball. I love your face, I said bluntly. I wasn't afraid to admit it. Come on, you're going to be late. And there we hopped in the car and he started driving. Sorry, I wasn't supposed to read one of those bits. Try to miss out the inappropriate bits, even though you'll still be able to see them when this video comes out, but sadly I can't read them. Lewis safely got me to work. He made sure to kiss me goodbye before I got out of his car, which I didn't mind, and I made sure to remind him to be safe when I got into a store, an arm wrapped around my shoulder. Hello, Daniel, I said, rolling my eyes, removing his arm from my shoulder. Daniel had an annoying, ridiculous, huge crush on me, and ego. He was about 2 years older than me. Hey, Harry, why don't you come out with me for dinner? No, Daniel, I huffed, walking away. Nice jeans, he called out, and I just flipped him off. I go to the back where the schedule tells me what I have to do for today. As I was scanning the papers for my name, I felt a presence behind me. Daniel, can you leave me alone? I groaned. It's not Daniel, Ariel laughed. Ariel was nice, but we only talked sometimes. She has a crush on me too, which makes it especially hard to have a friendly conversation. Oh, sorry, he was harassing me again, I muttered, finding my name. I had the pleasure of unpacking cans. Fun. Every day, that must be a pain. Well, out of curiosity, are you single? Nope, I smirked away, walking away. Daniel and Ariel would be a perfect annoying couple. I walked into the back part of the store of the store and I rolled out the stacks of cans to the aisle. After 2 hours of can stacking, I started mopping mopping the floors as the last stragglers started to exit. "Hey, Hazard," Daniel called in my ear. "Stop calling me that," I groaned. "When I first worked here, they got my name tag wrong and somehow got Hazard instead of Harry." "Why, it's cute, like you." "Thanks," I muttered. "You'd think I'd enjoy all this attention from one person. Well, I don't. It's very annoying, getting bombarded every day, especially when it's someone who can't take a hint." "Don't you think I'm cute too?" I asked. "Daniel, you're just not my type. Besides, I'm with someone." I tried hard not to smile, saying I was in a relationship. He looked angry and sad. I almost felt bad for him. Almost. "You're with someone, how could you? He can have you, but I can't." "Harry, why?" he angrily demanded, getting in my face. "We were never in a relationship, so don't act like I've abandoned you." "I told you, Daniel." "Can't we just be friends?" I offered. "No, Hazza, I want you. I want to be able to call you mine. I need you," he begged. "I'm sorry, Daniel, I really am. I'm just not the right person for you." "Harry, I'm not giving you a choice," he yelled, gripping my arm and shaking me. I dropped the mop on the floor. Stunned, he realised what he was doing. All the anger drained from his face. He touched my cheek and I flinched. "I'm sorry, Hazza." "Oh, I don't know." A little upset. "Could you give me another chance?" "No, I really can't date you. I'm sorry," I said, winching as he tightened his grip on my arm. I could have sworn a bruise was forming. "I've been chasing you for 3 years, every single day." "What's he got? I don't." "You're probably just met." He spit in my face. I saw Lewis appear behind him and saw his fist connect with his jaw. I heard a loud slapping and I saw Daniel fall to the ground. "Harry, are you all right?" Lewis asked, hugging me tight. "I'm fine, my arm is just a little sore," I muttered. He kissed the top of my head, cuddling me in the chest, rubbing my back. "Oh, this is yours? This is your guy?" Daniel suddenly muttered in disgust. His face was just a little swollen. "Don't touch him," Lewis groaned, pushing me behind his back defensively. "I can do what I want, and I think Hazard can speak for himself." "He isn't too," he smirked, looking at me from behind. I came from behind him, crossing my arms on my chest. "Look, Daniel, you're a semi-nice guy and all, but I'm not the one for you. I don't know why you've been chasing me for 3 years. I mean, I'm certainly not perfect. You could do so much better. So, could we just be friends, please? I'm really getting sick of this whole thing, and I really don't want to see your face get pandered in," I said, referring to a fuming Lewis behind me. He pondered for a second. "Yeah, sure," he muttered. I helped him up. He walked out of the store, waving without another word. I let out a sigh of relief. "Wow," Lewis muttered. "Yeah, glad that's over with. I was starting to get concerned about my safety." "Well, I'm here, and I'm not positive if this is really over. I still don't trust him," he said, squinting his eyes. "I'm pretty sure it's over. He's probably sick of me since he's been going for 3 years. I wouldn't get sick of you," he said. "Sure," I said. "Ah, tired?" "Ah," he cooed. I swore, looking at him as I rubbed my eyes. He scooped me up his arms. I leaned against his chest as he carried me out of the store. I swear to God I almost murdered that guy. Who does he think he is, to put his hands on my Harry? I stole a glance at him. He was sleeping, curled up in the ball. I put my hand on his shoulders, and he grabbed it and cuddled it to his face. My heart felt like it was going to explode from the cuteness overload. When we arrived, I quietly unbuckled his seatbelt and carried him bridal style into house. I looked down at him. His thick lashes were filtering ever so often. His cheeks were so chubby and tinted red. His lips looked so pouty that I couldn't resist kissing them. And of course my phone had to ring, ruining the moment. I made him wrap his legs around my waist, his arms around my neck, as I grabbed my phone out of my pocket. "Hello," I answered quietly. "Lewis Tomlinson, where are you?" my mum screamed down the phone. "You don't need to yell," I whispered, pacing the house with Harry in my arms. "It's not It's not like he was really my child. Do not, do not tell your mother what to do. Now come home this instant. Mum, I don't want to hear it. If you're not home in 15 minutes, you're grounded for a month. She, she bellowed, hanging up. I groaned quietly, laying Harry down on the couch. My mum hates me. Harry, I said, shaking him. He groaned. I have to go home. I'll be back soon, I said quickly. You don't want to be with me anymore, he slurred. No, I really gotta go. I'll be back eventually. Wait, take pills every day, he murmured, pointing to the pills on the counter. My heart swelled. At that, even if he wasn't half asleep, he cared. You're the best, amazing, I yelled before slamming the door. Making sure it was locked, I ran to my car and started speeding down the street. And I didn't really care, 'cause my mum means what she says. When I got home, I was so nervous to my stomach churning. I'd quietly walk in, thinking she went to bed. I thought wrong. My father was there, and they were both sitting at the table, angry as ever. Where were you? She asked, angry in a monotone voice. Harry's eyes squeaked. You're always at this boy's house. What do you do there? Work? Lies, my father yelled, slamming his fist on the table. Are you gay? My father asked, venom laced in his words. He looked beyond angry. My mum looked scared. No, of course not. Just friends, I lied. You better not be, because I will not have as a son. That is disgusting, a sin, and you go to hell. We hate you forever, he shouted. Yeah, I mumbled, afraid of him. Say it, he demanded. My mother began to speak. Shut the hell up and say it, Lewis. Say I'm not gay, I choked. Good, now you can go back to your friends. It is late, my mother began again. He turned around and slapped her square in the face hard. She gasped and started to cry. Mum, I yelled, running over to her. My father smacked me, making my neck snap the other way. Held my face to my cheek as I started pulsing. Go, he groaned, pushing me. I quickly turned around and my mum looked one look. She was crying. I quickly ran out of the house into my car. Can't believe this. Not again. I started to drive to Harry's house. I was really trying not to cry because Harry could tell I was. When I got to his house, all the lights were off. He was still sleeping on the couch. Well, I thought he was. As soon as I started to hoover over, his eyes shot back open. You're back? What happened to your face? He exclaimed. I thought maybe he wouldn't notice. Nothing. He pulled me down on the couch and touched my cheek. I winced. My poor Lewis, he pouted, rubbing my other cheek. I'm fine, I assured. What happened? He demanded. My father, I teared up. Usually I'm not the vulnerable one. He just brought my head to his chest, rubbing my head as I started to cry. You couldn't help it. The memories came back. You'll be all right. No one can hurt you now. Till the morning light, you and I'll be safe and sound. Harry sang into my ear. He started humming the rest of the song. Thank you, I said. No, I think it's supposed to be the other way around, I said, opening my arm to him. He crawled into my arms, sitting on my lap, nuzzling his head. Did you just purr? I laughed. Maybe. He rushed into my neck. You're adorable, I chuckled. After a few minutes of silence, he spoke up. So what happened? Do you want to talk about it? He offered. Yeah, sure. Maybe I can go a bit longer. Have you not noticed that Lewis hadn't been hanging out with us that much anymore? Yeah, and he wasn't in school yesterday. What did you do? He said, blaming me. Why is it always my fault? I pouted. I'm just kidding, he said. But I'm really going to stop by his house, I said, getting up. Tell me how it goes, mumbled, glued to the TV. I was laughing. The keys walked to the car as I started driving to Lewis's. I wondered what happened to him. He'd never be this quiet. I pulled into his driveway. I saw a familiar car, and I knew then it wasn't good. I ran into the door and knocked. Lewis's mum answered. She was bruised all over her face. There was a cut right above her eye that looked fresh, and I already know who did it. Miss Tomlinson? When did he come back? I gasped. Oh, Liam, dear. I just fell down the stairs carrying the laundry. When did who come back? She asked. Fake laughing before I got to respond. I saw a figure behind her, yanking her back. Heard a scream and a loud crash. I tried to get inside for a raid. Then he appeared at the door. Liam, he smiled. John, I groaned. How are you doing? He kindly asked. Fine, until I saw you, I muttered. We didn't have a good past. Oh, really? I thought maybe we could hang out together. Forget that. You need to rot in jail. No, I'd rather be here with you, he said, stepping towards me. Get away from me, I yelled, pushing him back. Still the same little teenager, and you're still alive. Ouch, that hurts. I thought we were buddies. That the psych ward medication must not have worn off. I just want to know where Lewis is. And why should I tell you? Because I will call the police for abuse. He's not here. He's at Harry's. I think the lad's boy's name is. I think maybe he's having a sinful relationship with that boy. Is he? As to hell, I would tell you. Fine. I'll see you later. Lil, don't call me that, I yelled, stomping down the lawn. I heard him slam the doors as I got into the car, and I started up my car, driving home. I can't believe he's back. I thought he was in jail for at least a few more years. I started to get furious. Why would they let him out after all he's done? I shuddered as the thought as I pulled into the driveway. I got out of my car, still confused what the British justice system, as I was greeted by Liam, baking a cake. Hey, Lil, I killed, making out the batter. Don't call me that, I snapped. I slapped my hand over my mouth as Niall gasped, with his bottom lip trembling. Why I always call you Lil? Oh no, Nyla, darling, I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't mean to yell at you, I said, walking over to hug him. He hated being yelled at. And why did you? He asked, tense in my arms. I really couldn't give him a real reason. He just can't know. I was upset because Lewis wasn't at home. I was looking forward to seeing him, I lied, squeezing. He didn't look satisfied, so I gave him a reassuring kiss on the nose. Forgive me, I guess, he said, still upset. I'll buy you a pizza and give you extra kisses. Okay, he said, pressing his lips to mine. So, who's the cake for? For Lewis. You and I to eat together. Oh, that's so sweet, I said, kissing his cheek. So this is it, he laughed at his finger in the batter, fingering on my face. I laughed. I was doing the same. I totally forgot about Lewis and his mother. I quickly put the cake in the oven before there was none left. We ended up falling asleep before I could tell him what happened. I was woken by some fringe connected to my sore cheek. My eyes shot open. I quickly sat up. Harry squeaked, picking up what looked like frozen peas. It dropped on the floor. Peas? I asked, confused. He nodded, putting them back on my face. It will help the swelling, he insisted. How do you know? I remember from health, he brushed. Really? You're so smart, I said, hugging him. I know, he said jokingly, applying pressure to the peas. Speaking of school, when can we go back? I already called us out for the 2 days. We have to go back. You can go back any time. I will go back tomorrow. Agreed, he said, leaning his head on my shoulder. Take your pills, he said, handing me 2 pills and a glass of water. I thanked him, swallowing the pills with a big gulp. So what time is it? 11 a.m. You sleep late? Because I was dreaming about you, he blushed again. So, you want to tell me how you got that mark? Well, it was just my father. He hit me. He hit you? He exclaimed angrily. Yes, and my mum, he was mad at. What? Me not being home, I lied, biting my lip. I knew it would break his heart if I told him the truth. Did you call someone? Can't. He always worms his way out of punishment. Oh, well, then you should probably go. It's like you live here, he chuckled. If only. No, I don't. Lewis, just go. I'll even walk you. You can walk back and pick up your car later. Okay, I said, giving in. I really did need to get home, even if I don't want to. Let me change first, he said, jumping and running upstairs. Minutes later, he came down in a muscle tee, showing off his muscles, skinny jeans, Converse, and some type of headscarf. Who cares? It was hot. Why are you staring? I thought this wouldn't work. I'm going to change, he said, turning around. No, please don't. It's just you usually look cute, not hot. Thanks, he smiled. I got up and kissed his jawline. You know I'm taller. Barely, I muttered. Intertwining our fingers, we walked on our way back to the house, we talked about everything: favourite food, colour, sport, and subjects. So you kicked the ball into the goal, he laughed, and I was telling him one of my favourite football fails as we walked up to the driveway. Well, it was nice having you over, he giggled. It was nice staying with you, I replied, smiled really widely. I've never seen him so happy. Why are you so happy? I chuckled. Well, I'm with you, he blushed. I pulled him to my chest and wrapped his arms around my neck. You're so beautiful, I whispered, brushing my lips over his, teasing him. I wish you didn't have to leave. I'll see you at school. My beautiful, beautiful is very... Can you just kiss me now? He whined and brought his face onto my nice and soft. Everything was in sync. It was so slow, perfect, I thought. Lewis, what are you doing? How many chapters are left? Wow, a lot of chapters. I'm gonna keep going. I saw my life flash before my eyes. Is that your father? Harry whispered into my ear, and I just nodded my head as he stomped down the steps towards us. I felt Harry get as close as he could to me, even though that wouldn't help at all. Lewis, did you just kiss that boy? He examined. My mouth went dry, and I couldn't answer. Wait, what? Harry asked, confused. Lewis, answer me. I couldn't make the words. You said you weren't. You said you weren't. You said you didn't care for him. You were just using him for tutoring, he yelled, making the situation considerably worse. I looked down at Harry as he quickly pulled away from me. He looked like he could yell at me and cry at the same time, and I wouldn't blame him. Harry, it's hard to explain, I pleaded. He just shook his head and sniffed. You're both, I can't believe this, he gasped. My son kissing a boy? You believe whatever you want to, what the hell your name is. Stay away from Lewis. You poisoned his mind. He's living his life in a sin because of you. You're evil and horrible. Stay away. Even if I ever see you again, I will hurt you, he yelled at Harry. Harry looked at me with anger. I've never seen from him and hurt because I didn't defend him again. Harry, I'm sorry. Sir, it was my fault. I kissed him. It was my fault. I guess I am, but at least I'm proud, he said, glaring holes into my soul. He looked heartbroken. Harry. Lewis, you can't even say it, he muttered, folding his arms over his chest. Say what? Say it, Lewis. That we were dating. If you really care. I looked at him. Then I looked at my confused but furious father, and I said nothing. That's what I thought. I thought maybe a few months would mean he'd mean it. Please, Harry, I teared up. I hate you, he yelled, tearing up, walking down the sidewalk until he disappeared around the corner, and my heart was ripped to shreds. You were dating? I was dating him, I confessed. Get in the house, he said, through gritted teeth. I quickly walked inside, being pushed in. This is a sin, Lewis. I know I'm supposed to hate you, but I'm not. But I'm gonna help you. You're not going to that school anymore. What? Yes, I am. Why is Mum? I demanded. It doesn't matter. I make the decisions now. You're to go to Joe's prep school. No. Better education, better people. You can't do this. I'm 19. You live under my roof, my rules. I'm helping you, Lewis. Well, pay off, he said, patting me on the back. I shrugged it off and ran up to my room. I started to cry as I flopped back on my bed. He hates me. I messed up again. I didn't defend Harry like I said I would. It was basically me and my father against him. I hurt him really bad, and the thought of my Harry hurt made me more emotional. I don't deserve him, always putting me before himself, and I spit on his trust. I can't believe this. Once again, I'm played for a fool. Lewis didn't have any feelings for me. He was just using me for tutor time. He felt sorry for me, so he faked it. Everything, the kisses, hugs, snuggles, and thinking about this made me cry harder on my couch. I was alone again, and the funny thing is I don't blame him. I'm autistic, ugly, and stupid. I simply thought somebody actually liked me. Yeah, right, stupid, ugly, not being good enough. Okay, how long has it been? It's nearly been 40 minutes. Just ignore those triggering things that was at the end, because I didn't even read them, because they probably go against the regulations of YouTube. So yeah, I'm gonna end the video now. I don't know what to record next. I honestly want to keep reading this story, so I could do another video on it, but I don't know. I doubt we're ever going to finish it, because I'm on chapter 15 out of 33, so there's a lot of chapters left. So if the next video ends up being a few more chapters from this, then I'm sorry about that. I just want to get the story done quicker. And I'm honestly not sure what else I can record instead. I don't know if I even have time for Lego Star Wars now. I'm never going to have time to play that game again. People are going to keep making me late for lunch when I could have done all this by now. I'm not going to get it done before dinner, or because of selfish people. So yeah, thanks for watching this video, and I'll speak to you guys in the next one. And again, I'll decide what that is when I've figured it out. Might have to be another one of this, because I need to be quick, because time's been wasted. Bye!
Me too,